Let's talk about this verse for a second. In 1 Thessalonians 5:3, it says, "For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape." Now, the reason why this verse is so interesting, and I'm sure many people have heard this verse before, but the reason why this verse is so interesting is because of the time period that we are about to enter into. And that time period that we are about to enter into is the Trump administration, which is going to begin in January 2025. So here's an article about Trump, and it seems that many people in India believe that Trump is going to do what he claims to be able to do. And it says, Trump claims he can bring peace to the world. In India, many believe him. This is published on November 15th. Now, that's very interesting because if you couple that verse with 1 Thessalonians 5:3, this seems to make a whole bunch more sense, because with Trump and his administration, under that administration, there are people who are now going to be saying things such as peace and safety. Now, that is very interesting, because if you look at it from the flip side, if Kamala got in, if she was the next president in 2025, I would argue that many people would not be saying peace and safety, because, there's an argument to be made that there would be more wars and more funds being spent all over the place to fund wars all over the world. And so that's very interesting. But under Trump, now there is the opportunity for the world to say such a thing as peace and safety. It says, for when they say, not that it's actually, a perfect peace, because it's not going to be a perfect peace. We know that's not going to happen until the Lord comes back. But when they say peace and safety, then after they say those things, which is so interesting, because now this raises all kinds of questions about, well, does that mean that the rapture is right around the corner? Personally, I believe it is. I believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, and it's okay if you see it differently. But I just want you to understand that the time period that we're about to walk into, we're walking into a time period where people are going to have the option to say things such as peace and safety. And I just want you to understand that would not have been the case if a different president got elected here in 2025. And so that is something to be very, very mindful of, just so you can kind of know the signs of the times. And also, I just want you guys to understand, if I believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, I just made a video not too long ago about the pre-tribulation rapture, or why I believe in a pre-trib rapture, or a viewpoint of the pre-trib rapture. Got a lot of division in the comments, and it's kind of unfortunate. So I would encourage you to remember this. In Colossians 4, Paul is talking, and he says, walk in wisdom towards those who are outside, meaning the lost. So walk in wisdom towards those who are outside, redeeming the time. And then he says something that we need to be mindful of. He says, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer each one. In the Christian community, it's really unfortunate how we talk, and the words that we say, can be a little harsh at times. And so we need to remember our speech matters. And so we need to always let our speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt. We are here to be salt and light. It's not about me being right or wrong. It's about telling everybody about Jesus Christ and telling them the good news, or the gospel, which can be found in 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4. So try to remember that. Try to love on one another, and try to share Jesus with somebody. Try to be that light, because let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Thanks, guys.